Hi, and welcome to our online classroom. I'm Mrs. Sija, and I'll be with you again this evening, and we are going to talk a little bit more in detail about one of our books that we looked at the other day. So what we're going to do is, first off, we always talk about this. If you have a communication device, you should go and get your communication device so that we can get your vocabulary up and ready and going. If you have another way of communicating that you prefer, whether it's a button or if it is pictures, make sure that you have that with you. And a family member, if you have a button, will help you program the right vocabulary in so that you can interact with us as well. All right, we want everyone to be a part of our learning community. All right, so let me make this a little bit smaller while you go get your device. And I'm going to make some things disappear just so we have a little bit more room on our screen today. All right, everybody back? Are we ready? Excellent. So remember the last time we were together, we looked at two different books. We looked at Brent's job, right? And we compared it to Jordan's first job. And we talked about how much of the two books were the same. They were both young men, both wanted a job. Difference was Jordan really needed a job because he had bills, and Brent just wanted to be around more people, and he wanted to work at the courthouse. So now what we want to do is today we're going to spend all of our time on Brent's first job. So I'm going to go ahead and close out, or Jordan's first job, I apologize. I'll close out Brent's book so we don't get confused. And we're going to look at more of the problem and what was the solution and why did he take the job that he did and who helped him with that. But in order to do that, we need to read our story again and look very closely at some important details. Now, what is the one thing that Mrs. Sija always tells you to do? Before we read a book, we always definitely do our picture walk, which we can do that again. And then we go to what? We skip straight to the end and look at what? We look at our test questions, right? And today we'll be taking two. So what we want to do is we will do our picture walk, we'll do our test, look at our test questions. Now, do we care about the choices? No, we do not care about the choices. All we want to do is look at the questions for each of our tests. All right, are we ready? Yes? Everyone has their devices? Good. All right, so we've looked through this before, but now I kind of want to just know, what does the pink mean and what does the gold mean? You remember from our earlier lesson? Pink always means verbs. Very good. And gold? Gold, is it nouns or adjectives? Nouns or adjectives? Yes, it's nouns. So it's people, person, place, or thing, right? Okay, so let's review just what our important ones are for our story today. It's going to be pay, cost, need, choose. You ever have to choose something before? Things that you really want, you're not sure which one, but you have to make the very, very best decision. So you have to choose, look, earn. Remember, earn is when you do something and then you get a reward for that. That reward might be if you worked really hard on your studies and your schoolwork, you earned good grades. If you need to make money, you get a job, you do your job really well, whether it's working at McDonald's or it is working at a car wash, like many of the different jobs Jordan looked at the other day, but you earn your paycheck. So earn, cook, dog walk, work, and then reach. And remember, we said this reach isn't about stretching out to get something, but instead it is working toward something. It's setting a goal, something you want to do. So you set a plan. If my goal is going to be I'm going to get up on time. Then my plan is I'm going to go to bed on time. I'm going to set an alarm to wake me up, and I'm going to get out of bed and be ready to go. So you put a plan in place to be on time or to wake up on time. Now let's look at our nouns, our person, people, places, or things. So people, places, or things are nouns. So Jordan, parents, car, gas, insurance. We talked a lot about insurance in our previous meeting, our previous time together. Money, goal, job, online. So online, is going on the computer and keying into a particular website. Car washer. So the person who washes our cars. Skill, chef, dishwasher, or dog walker. All right. Everyone's got your communication device ready to go? You have everything set? Buttons programmed? Yes? Excellent. Here we go. So let's go back over to our story. We'll take just a quick picture walk because we looked through this the other day. Here we have him thinking about his different jobs, right? We have the dishwasher, car washer, dog walker, and chef. He's thinking about all of the money he's got to put out. Where's it going to come from? He's going online. It says right there, jobs in your area. And then he begins to look at the different jobs, the car washer, I'm sorry. Then the chef. Then the dishwasher. Then the dog walker. Then he's in his car. All right. So let's go ahead and and look at our questions, but we're going to reset our story before we go to our questions. All right, our first question. Let's back up here. Who is the main character in our story? So remember, character is the person, or it could be a pet. It could be a stuffed animal. It could be whoever the main who is telling the story or who the story is about is the character. Who is the main character of our story? What is the story about? Then what are the events? What came first? What came second? What came third? And here they're saying what came first, what came next, and what came last. And then what is an important idea or lesson you learned from the story? So that's our first quiz that we're going to take. Okay, we're going to reset that right to the top. Now let's look at our second one. Our second one is Jordan's parents gave him gas and blank cost money. Need to pay attention for that. Jordan needs what does Jordan need? Jordan earns blank by walking dogs. And our last one, Jordan reaches his goal. Right. He sets a plan in place and reaches his goal. All right. So are we all ready to read our story? Okay, here we go. Jordan is excited. His parents gave him a car, but he will have to pay for gas and insurance to use the car. Gas and insurance cost money. Jordan needs money. So you can tell he's got this really nice car, but he's thinking, where am I going to get the money for gas? Where am I going to get the money for insurance? He's got to have money for both. Jordan gets an idea. He goes online and he goes to a website right there that says jobs in your area. Now there's many different places you can look for a job, and I'll put the links to the story in the story material so that you can see those. Jordan has a goal. He must earn money for gas and insurance to use the car. Jordan needs a job. Jordan looks online. What job will he choose? Now, there's an interesting part about this story right here. It says Jordan has a goal. He must earn money for gas and insurance to use the car. Did the parents give him the car? His parents gave him a car, but he will have to pay for gas and insurance to use the car. So if he doesn't pay for the gas and he doesn't pay for the insurance, do you think he'll be allowed to drive the car? Probably not. All right, so let's look what his online search found for him. Car washer. Help wanted. Here is a job. Car washer. Wash cars outdoors on Mondays and Friday afternoons. Pay is $8 an hour. Now on our next page, I want you to pay attention to phrases that come up about every job. And let's see why those phrases are important. Can Jordan do the job? Number one. Does Jordan have the skills for the job? That's number two. Does Jordan want the job? And that's question three. No, Jordan is in school on Mondays and Fridays afternoon. So he's not going to take that job. Skills means, do you have the ability to do it? Are you able to do everything that they need you to do? Chef. Help wanted. Here's a job. Chef. Cook many different kinds of food for 5 hours on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. The pay is $11 an hour. Let's look for our phrases in our next page. Can Jordan do the job? Does Jordan have the skills for the job? Does Jordan want the job? No, Jordan does not know how to cook many different kinds of food. So Jordan will not apply for that job. And remember, we talked about applying means that you fill out an application where you put out all of your skills and your name, your address, all of those important pieces of information so that the employer can see if it's a good fit for you, and then you can decide, oh, I don't think I can do this. Next one, dishwasher. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 3 hours a day, 8 hours a day, or $8 an hour. It says apply. Help wanted. Here's a job. Dishwasher. Wash dishes for 3 hours on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Pay is $8 an hour. Can Jordan do the job? Does Jordan have the skills for the job? Does Jordan want the job? Nope. He does not like to wash dirty dishes. Now, is it okay not to like to do a job? Absolutely. If you don't like to do that kind of job, do not apply for it. Now, sometimes we all have to do things we don't like to do, but if you have a choice and you're able to find a job you really enjoy doing, make sure you do that. Help wanted. Here is a job. Dog walker. Walk 2 dogs for 1 hour every day after school. Pay is $15 an hour for each dog. Can Jordan do the job? Here's our questions again. Does Jordan have the skills for the job? Does Jordan want the job? Yes, he likes to walk dogs outside. The job is after school. So most of those earlier jobs, they were when he was in school, right? The car wash and then the chef was when he was in school, but he didn't have the skills for those. Well, the chef he definitely didn't have the skills for, right? But this job is when he's out of school. It's after school. Jordan gets the job. He walks the dogs every day. He works as much as he can. Jordan earns money by walking dogs. Finally, Jordan has money for gas and insurance. Now he can drive his car. Jordan reaches his goal. All right, excellent. So let's restart our story just in case we need to go back to it. But when we're answering our questions, remember we always can go back into our passage and should to justify our answers, okay? Who is the main character of this story? Who is the main character? Yes, it's Jordan. Very good. That one's pretty easy because it's on the front page of our book, right? It says right there, Jordan's first job. What is the story about? Jordan washes dishes. Now, what did he say? That was the one job that he said no to right away. Why? Why? What did Jordan say about washing dishes? Do we need to look? Let's see. It's kind of far into our story. Let's see. Right there. Puts a big X on it and he says no. He does not like to wash dishes. So we know that's not the answer. Jordan looks for a job. So what is the story about? Jordan looks for a job or Jordan gets a new bike. Now, was there anything in the story about a bike? No, there was nothing in our story about a bike. So then Jordan looks for a job. That is true because we had many different pictures of different what? Different kinds of jobs. We had what jobs? We had car washer. What else did we have? Dishwasher, chef, and dog walker. So he was looking for a job because he was reading about as many as he could, right? Very good. Now let's look at what came first, what came next, and what came last in our story. So what came first? Was it Jordan gets a car, Jordan earns money by walking dogs, or Jordan gets a job? What comes first? Yes, Jordan, he gets a car first. Now we have to look at what comes next. What comes next? We have two choices. Was it that he got a job, or was it that he's earning money by walking a dog? Jordan gets a job, is that next? Or he's earning money by walking the dog? Now that can look confusing. Really think about that. Yes, it is that he got a job because he couldn't walk the dogs till he got the job, correct? And then our final one, Jordan earns the money by walking the dogs. All right, let's see what our final question is. What is important? What is the important idea or lesson that you learned from the story? What did you learn most from the story? Did you learn that Jordan never drives his car? Did he never drive his car? Jordan buys a dog? Or Jordan works hard to reach his goal? So very important statement there. Did he work really hard to reach his goal? What was his goal? What was the one thing he wanted to be able to do? What did he want to be able to do? Think of the very beginning of our story. If we just go back to the very first page, what does he want to be able to do? His goal is to drive his car, right? But in order to drive his car, which is his goal, what did he have to pay for? You can ask a family member. Yes, he had to pay for the gas and he had to pay for the insurance. So I agree with you. It's C. Jordan works hard to reach his goal. Nice job. Very nice job. So now let's look at our final quiz, okay? Now, here we want to know Jordan's parents gave him, that one's kind of easy, right? Does Jordan's parents give him a insurance? Jordan's parents give him a money? Do those make sense? Jordan's parents give him a insurance. Does that sentence make sense? No. Always read your choices with your sentence to help you know if you even got one of the correct choices, a choice that could be right. Jordan's parents gave him a goal. Jordan's parents gave him a job. Jordan's parents gave him a car. Yes, Jordan's parents gave him a car. We can look back right at the very first page and his parents gave him a car. Very good. Next, question 2. Gas and blank cost money. Gas and blank cost money. Here's our sentence. Gas and insurance cost money. Insurance, money, goal, job. Gas and insurance cost money. Gas and money cost money. That's funny. That doesn't rhyme. Oh, that rhymed. Gas and goal costs money. Gas and job costs money. Right. Insurance. Next question 3. Jordan needs a, what does Jordan need? Jordan needs Jordan needs money, but what is our question? Jordan needs a what? Let's go to our next page. Jordan has a goal. He must earn money for gas and insurance to use the car. Jordan needs a job. Very good. Jordan needs a job. So let's look at our choices. Jordan needs a money. That doesn't make sense. Jordan needs a goal. No. Jordan needs a job. Good job. All right. Question number 4. Jordan seems blank by walking the dog. Jordan seemed blank by walking the dog. Let's see. Jordan earns money by walking the dog. Jordan earns goal by walking the dog. So if we go back to our story, and that's going to be a little bit back, we don't have our hard copy, so we have to just kind of click away here for just a second. We've got the dishwasher. I hear you saying it. He does what? He walks the dogs every day. He works as much as he can. Jordan earns money. Very good. And then our last one, Jordan reaches his what? Only one choice, goal. Very good. Well, thank you for joining me again today in our online classroom. It was great spending time with you. Remember, we always want to make sure that we go back in our story and we justify all of our answers. And we look at what our character is doing and what lessons we can learn from them. Here we learned that you set a goal for something you really want. And when you set that goal, you're actually making a plan for how you will be successful. And for Jordan, he became successful by setting a plan to find a job, but not just any job, a job he could do and a job that he enjoyed, which was walking the dogs. Thank you for spending time with me today. Please remember to stay safe, stay healthy, and always enjoy being with your family. Thank you so much.